because the numbers are somewhere else. So all political parties focus majorly on, okay, these are the poverty line voters are the ones who are not only large in number, but will also go to the polling booth. These guys will go for a vacation on the polling day.
Right.
So when in the last 3 years, actually governance in Delhi has been really low.
Yeah.
The roads are broken, the sewer lines are overflowing, the colonies are in bad shape, and there is garbage everywhere. Now, these are things that actually matter to the middle class. They say, okay, fine, you're not giving us anything. You're not, my children are not going to your school. I am not taking my wife to your hospital. Okay. The one thing that you can give me is a good road, power supply, hygiene. Sanitation, hygiene. And the problem with Aam Aadmi Party has been that now it is also in the NCT. So it cannot blame that, the garbage is not being picked up by the BJP.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you have the municipality, you have the state government. So why isn't my street, my colony clean?
Correct.
That is a question that the middle class will ask. So it says that, fine, you have ceased to become the great hope of Indian politics. Okay. You've become like others. And you have not given me the very basic that I demand, that a clean street, my clean colony, garbage being picked up, repaired sewer lines, and good roads.
Right.
I am not taking the facility of your school and healthcare anyway. So then it begins to think that.
Diptiman, we have Ramesh Bidhuri speaking right now. Let's hear what he has to say.
उस विकास को देखते हुए दिल्ली में भी विकास होना चाहिए, इस मानसिकता को लेकर लोग त्रस्त हैं। पानी एक बूंद बढ़ाया नहीं गया, वो 950 MGD पानी 1300 MGD चाहिए दिल्ली में। तो दिल्ली के लोगों ने इस बारी बदलाव का मूड रखा है, और जो राष्ट्र के अंदर मोदी साहब ने विकास किया पूरे देश में, दिल्ली भी उसी दिशा में चले कि दिल्ली का विकास हो। इसलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी दिल्ली में, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी। कुछ शीला जी के द्वारा सीटों का जो डिलिमिटेशन किसी जमाने में कांग्रेस के द्वारा किया गया, जिससे खुद ही अपनी वो हिट विकेट शीला दीक्षित जी हुई थी, इस प्रकार की कॉन्स्पिरेसी करके कि वोटों को, सीटों को इस तरह से बनाया गया। एक वर्ग है जो वर्ग भारतीय जनता पार्टी को वोट कास्ट करने में परहेज करता है, उनको धीरे धीरे जोड़ जाड़ के ऐसा करने का प्रयास शीला जी ने किया था। उस डेमोग्राफी के कारण केजरीवाल 2 बार चुनाव इसलिए जीत गए कि मुफ्त रेवड़ी बांटनी और झूठे वायदे करने। अब 10 साल में केजरीवाल जी एक्सपोज हो गए कि वो केवल झूठे वायदे करते हैं, कर कुछ सकते नहीं। देखो, ये कालका जी की जनता का डेवलपमेंट को लेकर अगर उनको चाहिए डेवलपमेंट होगा तो स्वाभाविक है आतिशी की वो विदाई करेंगे। वो मैं कोई किसी को लीड देने वाला नहीं हूँ, ये कोई रेसलिंग नहीं है, ये कोई कंपटीशन टेस्ट दे के हम आगे नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं, ये जनता के आशीर्वाद का है। कालका जी की जनता आशीर्वाद अगर देगी तो स्वाभाविक आतिशी को लौटना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आतिशी ने पिछले 5 साल में क्षेत्र में केजरीवाल जी ने दिल्ली में कुछ करा है नहीं। और अगर इन परिस्थितियों में भी केजरीवाल को लोग अगर वोट देते हैं तो वो वर्ग जो देश में विकास, देश की तरक्की चाहता है, तो वो लोग वास्तव में इस बात को लेकर व्यथित होगा। लेकिन मेरा 100% मानना है कि इस बारी आपदा जा रही है और भाजपा आ रही है दिल्ली के विकास को लेकर।
बीजेपी के मुख्यमंत्री के चेहरा आप होंगे?
ये बेकार की बातें करने का लाभ नहीं है। हम सेवा के काम करने के लिए राजनीति में हैं। न तो केजरीवाल हमारे बारे में तय करेगा, न कोई और तय करेगा। हमारा पार्टी नेतृत्व है, और हम किस व्यक्ति का कहाँ उपयोग होता है उस हिसाब से राष्ट्र के निर्माण में कौन कहाँ बढ़िया काम कर सकता है। हम जैसे पहले 3 बार विधायक रहे थे तब तब विकास सेवा की, 2 बार सांसद रहे हैं। हम राष्ट्र के विकास के लिए, क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए, लोगों की सेवा के लिए राजनीति में हैं। मोदी साहब के 11 साल का टेन्योर और गुजरात का 12 साल का टेन्योर देख लिए। सेवा सेवा मोदी साहब ने सेवा की है। हम एक ऐसी विचारधारा के लोग हैं, सेवा करने के लिए राजनीति में हैं, मुख्यमंत्री मंत्री बनने के लिए राजनीति में नहीं है।
सर, बार-बार आम आदमी पार्टी ये कहती है कि इलेक्शन कमीशन का इस्तेमाल बीजेपी कर रही है, किस तरीके से? आप
देखो, ये तो केजरीवाल को पूछो आप। जब केजरीवाल 13-14 में बोला करते थे तो ईडी सीबीआई को तोता बताया करते थे, शीला जी भ्रष्ट है, जेल भेज दूंगा। कहाँ गए शीला जी के 300 पन्ने के? तो ये तो जब लोग खुद अपने आप को, जनता उनको नकारती है, तो अपनी कमी को स्वीकार करते हुए स्वीकार करना चाहिए उनको कि जनता ने मैंडेट राहुल को नहीं दिया, जनता ने मैंडेट उसको नहीं दिया अखिलेश जी को यूपी के अंदर। 5 साल काम करो, मेहनत करो, तब आगे बढ़िए। ये जनता लोगों का रिपोर्ट तैयार करती है, ना इलेक्शन कमीशन करता है, ना पुलिस करती है। अगर ये स्थिति रहती तो इमरजेंसी लगाकर श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी ने 75 में लोकतंत्र की हत्या करने की कोशिश की, 77 में लोगों ने धूल चटा दी। तो ये तो लोकतंत्र का दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा राष्ट्रीय भारत है। यहाँ पर कोई अपनी कमियों को छुपाने के लिए एजेंसियों पर दोषारोपण करता रहे, वो अपनी गिरवान में झांके, तब उसको जानकारी रहनी चाहिए।
थैंक यू सो मच सर। एक सिंगल
That was Ramesh Bidhuri. He is actually denied the rumors that he's a CM face. I know it's too early to talk about all this right now, but
Any leader worth his salt has to deny the rumors. If they start confirming rumors, they will definitely not become CM. So everybody always says that हम तो पार्टी के लिए काम करते हैं, जो है हम तो सिंपल कार्यकर्ता हैं, साधारण कार्यकर्ता हैं, जो पार्टी आदेश करेगी हम वो करेंगे। पहले के पॉलिटिशियन कहते थे कि अगर कांटों भरा ताज हमारे सर पे रखा जाएगा तो हम उस जिम्मेदारी को भी निभाएंगे। तो
heavy hangs the head that wears the crown.
बिल्कुल,
definitely. Diptiman, he also spoke about the Aam Aadmi Party taking a leaf out of Sheila Dikshit's book of governance, and that's how they sort of pulled through. But now Bidhuri says that Arvind Kejriwal has been exposed.
Well, as I said, what he means by exposed is that he has made promises and he has not fulfilled them, and so it has been exposed. But I think what has actually happened is he has been exposed to the middle class largely, and I think he still retains significant votes among the poor because they are direct beneficiaries, what we call the Labharthis. And it's the middle class which has a sizable population in Delhi, which has shifted, and in their eyes, maybe Ramesh Bidhuri is right that he's been exposed. At least the results show that.
Absolutely. Right now, the counting is underway in all the 70 seats of 2025 Delhi Assembly polls, and the BJP is leading in 48 seats, with the Aam Aadmi trailing majorly in 21 seats. At the same time, Diptiman, because we are talking about the middle class, how much do you think that the budget had to play a role in this?
Oh, massively, massively. Let's remember the budget announcement comes 4 days before the elections.
Yes.
Okay. And this is in the past 10 years of Narendra Modi government. Actually, middle class has got nothing. One could argue that Narendra Modi played the same politics nationally that Arvind Kejriwal was playing in Delhi. Narendra Modi massively spent on welfare, toilets for the poor, housing for the poor, money to the farmers, 6,000 rupees every year.
By the way, Kejriwal is leading now with 254 votes in New Delhi. Round 2 is underway.
Too small margin for
too slim.
For the leader of the party.
Yeah.
Like question marks were raised when Narendra Modi won his constituency in the Lok Sabha polls by 1 lakh votes.
Exactly.
You are expecting Narendra Modi to win by
landslide
5 lakh
victory,
votes.
Yeah.
He is such a popular leader across the country. So if Arvind Kejriwal wins by 250 votes, it's not something he can be proud of.
Yeah, getting back to what you were saying about the budget, 4 days before.
So 4 days before budget. So let's remember, as I said, Narendra Modi for the past 10 years has played the same politics that Arvind Kejriwal played in Delhi. Narendra Modi's politics massively focused, yes, apart from all the nationalism and Hindutva and everything, when we come to the issue of governance, it massively focused on welfare of the poor, and he became Garibo Ka Masiha. Okay, what Arvind Kejriwal became in Delhi, became Garibo Ka Masiha. This is the first time when middle class has got something very, very substantial from the government. Let's remember that, for 12 lakh till 12 lakh, anyone who is earning till 12 lakh, and if you include the standard deduction, it becomes 12.75 lakh. You don't have to pay any tax. It excludes a huge chunk of the middle class, and a significant number of them must be in Delhi. People who are earning around 1 lakh, and lower than that,
Right.
there's a huge chunk of such voters. It's a huge and massive relief to them. It puts money in their hands, at a time when rents in the city are increasing, the lifestyle expenses are increasing, school fees are high. I mean, you're paying in a private school, decent private school, you're paying 15,000 rupees a month. So imagine if you have two children, you're paying 30,000. If you're earning 1 lakh, you're paying 30,000 in school fees, and the standard deductions or the tax relief that you get are too little.
Right.
So you don't end up saving, and your lifestyle gets constricted. You start thinking about whether I should go for a movie or not, because the movie theater costs $400.
Yeah.
A movie, and then there is a popcorn which costs as much.
Yes.
So to the middle class, this money in the hands is a huge relief, and it sends a message to the middle class that, okay, so there is this party, okay, which is powerful because it is in the center, and I already support them in the Lok Sabha polls. It has begun to think about me. Okay, there is this other person whose stock in my eyes is going down.
Right.
He has done nothing for me till now. Just before the elections, he suddenly remembered the middle class and he started talking about middle class because he felt that his middle class base was eroding.
Right.
And BJP is saying that, we are with you, that we are thinking about you. So already there is some disenchantment with Arvind Kejriwal, and then there is a party which is saying that, मोदी जी आपको ये दे रहे हैं, मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में दिल्ली का इलेक्शन लड़ा जा रहा है, so we'll take care of you.
Absolutely. Deeptiman, there are also various factors at play, especially in Delhi elections. You have the female voters, you have the Muslims, you have the Dalits, then there is the vote share dynamics overall. How do you think all of these are sort of affecting and, could be X factors in deciding that BJP or Aam Aadmi Party takes it?
Well, I think we are going to find eventually by the end of the day that, in Muslim constituencies, probably Aam Aadmi Party is likely to continue to do well or get a decent vote share, even if they lose those seats, because there is general mood against them. But I think Muslims have stuck to Aam Aadmi Party because there has been a riot 5 years ago in the city, and some sense of polarization is there, continues to be there. And Muslims might feel that, okay, Arvind Kejriwal has a better chance of defeating the BJP.
Right.
So, they may have gravitated towards. As far as women are concerned, again, there will be a class divide. So, the free bus ride, okay, or the promise of 2100 is going to be very, very popular among the women from the poor classes. But it is of no consequence to the middle class women.
Absolutely.
In fact, the middle class women would want safety on the streets. Okay, and that unfortunately in a state like Delhi, it's very difficult to pin the blame on, because the Delhi police is with the center and the Delhi government is with the Aam Aadmi Party. So you're like, okay, who is responsible? So women would like that they can go out alone at 9:30. A middle class woman who is working in an office, she would like to come back home safely. At 9:30, she would like to go out alone and feel safe.
Right.
Parents would want that, if their daughter is going out at 9 in the night, they're not sweating at home.
Correct.
Out of fear. So that would be the primary concern of the middle class women, because this free bus ride, probably they are not taking the bus.
Absolutely. Deeptiman, in the bigger picture, in the bigger context of things, how much does Delhi matter?
Okay. See, Delhi is the national capital. So anything that happens here sends a message across the country. If people watch this, like if there is an election in Puducherry, I mean, you can look at the viewership, how many people are watching
Yeah.
Puducherry.
Correct.
It's almost similar in size. Okay. But anything that happens in the national capital, the entire nation watches, and it sends a message across the country. Let's remember, it was because India Against Corruption had its campaign in Delhi that Arvind Kejriwal was born.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, if he was holding this in Puducherry, he wouldn't have become a national figure. Two, coming to the parties, for the BJP, this is a prestige election. I mean, Arvind Kejriwal and Delhi has been in a thorn in Narendra Modi's flesh. You know, that he wins election after election, 7 seats in the city, and he's unable to win the state.
Correct.
So it's like, it's a paradox that they have been struggling with, and it really has annoyed them that why aren't we able to do this? And when across the nation they do so stupendously well, at least in North India. So it's like, why are we not able to crack this code?
Correct.
For Aam Aadmi Party, this can have a cascading effect. And they will have to go back to the drawing board, because Delhi is what made them. It gave them another state in Punjab. Okay, it made them spread to states like Gujarat and elsewhere. Okay, because of the sheer limelight that Delhi throws on you. So suddenly Arvind Kejriwal became a national figure. Now, when he loses the primary place that, you know, drives the party, so he will have to do a rethink on his national strategy and how he's going to actually save the party from a fast decline. And for the Congress, this is, no matter who wins, Congress is definitely not winning this election. But this is great news for Congress, because for Congress, the only way to rise in Delhi is for AAP to be wiped out. Because AAP and Congress have the same votes.
Yes. So they are
So
at
the
loggerheads.
only way Congress can rise in this city is by AAP being wiped out. So among the three parties, Congress right now must be as happy as the BJP.
Absolutely. Thank you, Deeptiman, for that, explaining the paradox to us, how BJP is seeing this as a paradox. And right now, BJP is leading in 45 seats, with the Aam Aadmi Party trailing in 24. Counting is underway in all the 70 seats. And meanwhile, erstwhile CM of Delhi, Atishi, has reacted. Let's hear what she says.
मैम आज रिजल्ट डे है, कितनी कॉन्फिडेंट है आप अपनी फाइट को लेके?
देखिए, ये जो चुनाव रहा है, एक साधारण चुनाव नहीं रहा। ये अच्छाई और बुराई की लड़ाई रही है, ये काम और गुंडागर्दी की लड़ाई है। और मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि कालका जी के लोग और पूरी दिल्ली के लोग अच्छाई के साथ खड़े होंगे, काम के साथ खड़े होंगे, आम आदमी पार्टी और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के साथ।
दिल्ली के लिए कोई नंबर आप प्रेडिक्ट करना चाहेंगे आज?
देखिए, हम तो पहले ही कई दिनों से कह रहे हैं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी चौथी बार मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे, भारी बहुमत से बनेंगे, और आज शाम तक आंकड़ा आपके सामने।
आपका मार्जिन कितना रहेगा? आप कितना मार्जिन देखते हैं अगर आप
कुछ घंटे में पता चलेगा?
आपके लिए एक चक्रव्यूह रचा गया था, लेकिन मनीष सिसोदिया, आतिशी, अरविंद केजरीवाल तीनों की सीटों पे बीजेपी ने बहुत बड़ा दांव लगाया था ताकि आम आदमी पार्टी को रोका जा सके।
देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी का अगर आप इतिहास देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी में हमने जब शुरुआत करी, हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं, कोई सोच नहीं सकता था कि आम आदमी पार्टी राजनीति में सफल हो सकती है। ना हमारे पास पैसे की ताकत थी, ना हमारे पास, ना हम धर्म की राजनीति करते हैं, ना हम वोट बैंक की राजनीति करते हैं। लेकिन दिल्ली के लोगों का प्यार था, भगवान का आशीर्वाद था कि आज हम यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं। और मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि दिल्ली के लोगों का प्यार और ऊपर वाले का आशीर्वाद हम पे बना रहेगा।
एग्जिट पोल
दिल्ली की आपदा से लोग परेशान हैं। और आपदा से परेशान होने के कारण दिल्ली में जो लोगों ने नर्क झेला 10 साल, तो मुझे लगता है कि दिल्ली के सम्मानित नागरिक पूर्ण बहुमत भारतीय जनता पार्टी को देंगे। और जो देश में विकास हुआ है उस विकास को देखते हुए दिल्ली में भी विकास होना चाहिए, इस मानसिकता को लेकर लोग त्रस्त हैं। पानी एक बूंद बढ़ाया नहीं गया, वो 950 MGD पानी 1300 MGD चाहिए दिल्ली में। तो दिल्ली के लोगों ने इस बारी बदलाव का मूड रखा है, और जो राष्ट्र के अंदर मोदी साहब ने विकास किया पूरे देश में, दिल्ली भी उसी दिशा में चले कि दिल्ली का विकास हो। इसलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी दिल्ली में, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी। कुछ शीला जी के द्वारा सीटों का जो डिलिमिटेशन किसी जमाने में कांग्रेस के द्वारा किया गया, जिससे खुद ही अपनी वो हिट विकेट शीला दीक्षित जी हुई थी, इस प्रकार की कॉन्स्पिरेसी करके कि वोटों को सीटों को इस तरह से बनाया गया। एक वर्ग है जो वर्ग भारतीय जनता पार्टी को वोट कास्ट करने में परहेज करता है, उनको धीरे धीरे जोड़ जाड़ के ऐसा करने का प्रयास शीला जी ने किया था। उस डेमोग्राफी के कारण केजरीवाल 2 बार चुनाव इसलिए जीत गए कि मुफ्त की रेवड़ी बांटनी और झूठे वायदे करने। अब 10 साल में केजरीवाल जी एक्सपोज हो गए कि वो केवल झूठे वायदे करते हैं, कर कुछ सकते नहीं।
किस तरीके से?
देखो, ये कालका जी की जनता का डेवलपमेंट को लेकर अगर उनको चाहिए डेवलपमेंट होगा तो स्वाभाविक है आतिशी की वो विदाई करेंगे। वो मैं कोई किसी को लीड देने वाला नहीं हूँ, ये कोई रेसलिंग नहीं है, ये कोई कंपटीशन टेस्ट दे के हम आगे नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं, ये जनता के आशीर्वाद का है। कालका जी की जनता आशीर्वाद अगर देगी तो स्वाभाविक आतिशी को लौटना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आतिशी ने पिछले 5 साल में क्षेत्र में केजरीवाल जी ने दिल्ली में कुछ कराया नहीं। और अगर इन परिस्थितियों में भी केजरीवाल को लोग अगर वोट देते हैं तो वो वर्ग जो देश में विकास, देश की तरक्की चाहता है, तो वो लोग वास्तव में इस बात को लेकर व्यथित होगा। लेकिन मेरा 100% मानना है कि इस बारी आपदा जा रही है और भाजपा आ रही है दिल्ली के विकास को लेकर।
बीजेपी के मुख्यमंत्री के चेहरा आप होंगे?
ये बेकार की बातें करने का लाभ नहीं है। हम सेवा के काम करने के लिए राजनीति में हैं। न तो केजरीवाल हमारे बारे में तय करेगा, न कोई और तय करेगा। हमारा पार्टी नेतृत्व है, और हम किस व्यक्ति का कहाँ उपयोग होता है उस हिसाब से राष्ट्र के निर्माण में कौन कहाँ बढ़िया काम कर सकता है। हम जैसे पहले 3 बार विधायक रहे थे तब विकास सेवा की, 2 बार सांसद रहे हैं। हम राष्ट्र के विकास के लिए, क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए, लोगों की सेवा के लिए राजनीति में हैं। मोदी साहब के 11 साल का टेन्योर और गुजरात का 12 साल का टेन्योर देख लिए। सेवा सेवा मोदी साहब ने सेवा की है। हम एक ऐसी विचारधारा के लोग हैं, सेवा करने के लिए राजनीति में हैं, मुख्यमंत्री मंत्री बनने के लिए राजनीति में नहीं है।
सर, बार बार आम आदमी पार्टी ये कहती है कि इलेक्शन कमीशन का इस्तेमाल बीजेपी कर रही है, किस तरीके से आप?
देखो, ये तो केजरीवाल को पूछो आप, जब केजरीवाल 13-14 में बोला करते थे।
Welcome back, viewers. With me right now, Vikas Pathak, our senior journalist from the Indian Express. Vikas, 70 seats counting undergoing, and BJP is leading in 42 seats. Aam Aadmi Party is trailing in 27 seats. It's looking pretty good for BJP. The exit poll numbers have stuck, it seems.
Yeah, seems so. The vote percentage difference is not too huge. I think it is, as I can see on the ECI website, it's 4 percentage points. But BJP is getting around 47, more than 47% votes, which is a pretty good performance. So if it stays like this, they are likely to be above the halfway mark.
Absolutely. Now, previously we were speaking to Jatin Malika and Diptiman also. How do you think that the voter turnout has affected BJP this time? Do you think that it has had a considerable considerable role to play?
Look, not necessarily. The turnout has been decent by Delhi standards. But the thing is, it seems that the BJP has been able to breach the AAP's bastion among lower middle classes and even the poor to an extent.
Right.
Because while Delhi has a pretty big middle class, it has the biggest middle class in the country. But still, if one were to see, the poor would still outnumber the middle class. So this result shows that AAP's grip over the Jhuggi Jhopdi clusters and the poor people, that is no longer the way it was.
Absolutely. What do you think has worked in BJP's favor this time in Delhi?
No, I would say perhaps 2 or 3 things have worked in its favor. One, the BJP has been able to consolidate almost the entire middle class and the business communities because of quite a few reasons. One, there were complaints against AAP among people that basic governance is not there. So people were saying that, there are garbage dumps all over. People were saying that, roads are broken. They are not being repaired. So Kejriwal lost out in a major way on the plank of delivery of basic services, right? Okay. Cheaper power, cheaper water, or a few government schools doing better is important. But at the same time, that too for a national capital. If you some days ago I went to South Delhi, Vasant Kunj and all, the roads are pretty broken. So that I think did not work well with the middle classes at all. And that apart, certain votes, for instance, if you see among the poor people, let's come to the salaried classes. I think the budget helped a lot, because for the first time in 10 to 11 years, there is some saving that people are doing.
Right.
That apart, I don't know, Muslim votes were supposed to go entirely to Aam Aadmi Party to keep the BJP out. But I think the equations have not worked too well, because there's a certain breach in the votes of the poor also. And we'll have to see in the sense that Kejriwal was known for, freebies, sops, and he was delivering them. So maybe people think that the BJP has also made promises, and that is something that is going to continue, right? But certainly with Delhi going out, the challenge before Aam Aadmi Party is going to be huge. One, most of their leadership is facing cases, corruption charges, and that apart, if you lose Delhi. Now, let us also see what happens to Kejriwal's grip on the party.
Absolutely.
Because, Punjab, they still have a government, but the Chief Minister of Punjab is not Arvind Kejriwal. So, can Arvind Kejriwal continue to be the supreme leader of Aam Aadmi Party? We'll have to see that. And what happens to the cases after this? I suspect many of them are going to be involved in serious legal tangles for a long time to come. For the BJP, well, after 2024, it is a rise and rise and rise. So something changed in between, because 2024, people are not expecting that they'll fall to 240 seats. But after that, Haryana, Maharashtra, Delhi, it seems that they are just maxing it.
Absolutely. We have recent updates where Aam Aadmi Party's Jarnail Singh from Tilak Nagar is leading with 1,195 votes. Similarly, Aam Aadmi Party's Manoj Kumar Shaukin is leading from Nangloi Jat with 4,618 votes. I also want to know, Vikas, that in terms of BJP, we always say that, it's a war machine when it comes to campaigning. And Deeptiman was just talking about the paradox that, they swept the Lok Sabha seats, but Assembly has always eluded them. How important is Delhi when it comes to BJP's, let's say, shelf of trophies?
No, that is very important. Look, let's not forget that Delhi has always, while Delhi has only 7 Lok Sabha seats, and it is basically a city. It's it's a union territory with the legislative assembly, and practically it's a city for all purposes, just like Bombay or Bangalore. But Delhi has always had a symbolic heft and impact. So unless a movement comes to Delhi, the movement, why is it that Mamata Banerjee has not been able to move out of Bengal at all, despite winning so many times? Or Naveen Patnaik could never think of moving out of Odisha, right? The thing is, Delhi does not have a regional image. That is one. So the fact that Kejriwal could jump from Delhi and go on to Punjab was because he was never seen as a regional leader. Because Delhi, somehow being the national capital, becomes a microcosm of the nation for people. So symbolic heft in Delhi is pretty huge. And Aam Aadmi Party had a real chance of expansion in the future because it was based out of Delhi as a party. Secondly, all the media glare of anything that happens in Delhi is many, many times higher than any other city in India. So say a protest movement happening around Delhi, on the borders of Delhi or inside Delhi, we know about the Nirbhaya thing, we know about the Anna Hazare fasts, we know about the farmers blocking the roads. It immediately becomes national news. The same does not happen in Mumbai or in Bangalore. So, very good news for the BJP, a danger sign for Aam Aadmi Party. And while, as Deeptivan was saying, Congress may feel relieved that at least, AAP is coming down. But eventually, I think Congress will have to get its act together, because somehow it is always in a position to just feel happy about someone else not doing something. So Congress itself, its vote percentage is 6 to 7%, which is very, very low.
Absolutely. But because isn't this for BJP, it's ek tir se do shikar. You sort of, are successful in wrenching power away from the Aam Aadmi Party. But at the same time, the BJP single-handedly is getting successful at, well, we can't say demolishing the India alliance, but there's a sheer crack in it.
Yeah, the cracks are very, very visible. They were visible throughout the campaign also. Because, Congress does not get support from India allies in the Delhi election. They could not go into an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party. So the thing is, the India allies are pretty clear that in any relationship, the benefits should go both ways. So they have two priorities: one, holding their own in their states, they are all regional parties, and secondly, hoping that the Congress will pull off something at the national level. Now, time and again, the Congress is failing to do that. So India alliance, according to me, is practically as good as over, because any alliance, UPA, NDA in the past, could work only when the main national party has the heft of carrying the alliance to power or having a realistic chance to do so. Does the Congress even have a realistic chance of forming a government at the center? Even 4 years from now, I don't see that happening.
Right. Again, the numbers are at BJP leading in 41 seats and the Aam Aadmi Party trailing in 28 seats. BJP's Ashish Sood is leading in Janakpuri with 6,094 votes. Because at the same time, throughout the campaign, the Congress started off a little slow, and then obviously Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi sort of muscled their way into amp up the power in campaigning. But with the BJP campaigning, how much do you think the Modi magic worked?
Well, seems to have worked because, one, Narendra Modi, while he may not be able to always pull off victories in state elections, certainly even where the party does not have a leader, Modi being the national leader, happens to fill that void. That happens very clearly. And this apart, if you see, now look at the Indian National Congress, for instance. Many people in Delhi that you talk to, there's a common sense in Delhi that Sheila Dikshit was a good chief minister. In fact, you will find even BJP supporters saying that Sheila Dikshit ke time pe kaam to hua tha. But the bad condition of the party is such that even if people would agree that they had a good chief minister in Delhi, they are not willing to give a chance to the Congress at all. So, right now, if you ask me, Modi's graph is very high. Over the last, if you look at the 11 years of Narendra Modi, what all changes has he brought to the BJP? The first change is that a party that was considered a party of the upper castes generally has heavily become an OBC, SC, ST party. Apart from retaining its upper caste base, they have undertaken several welfare measures.
Because we are getting reactions from political leaders from the three parties. Let's hear what they have to say. But also, continuing in what you were saying before we listen to the reactions, is it possible, or is the narrative such that in the infighting of India alliance between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, the BJP has sort of walked away with the cake?
Well, not necessarily, because the Congress has been completely irrelevant. The fact is, it's not even that the BJP smartly divided the votes of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. In fact, the Congress has not done well at all. So it seems that the sheer weight of the BJP has increased. And as I said, the number of SOPs that Narendra Modi government went for, 80 crore people getting, free of cost 5 kgs of free of food grain, and many other such policies. This time, the only possible void was the middle class, which they have addressed.
We can see that the celebrations have erupted in the party office of the BJP just a couple of hours ago or so, because the entire party office was wearing a deserted look. But it looks like all the band baja is out, and there's an atmosphere of happiness. People are jubilant that The BJP is currently leading in 43 seats, with the Aam Aadmi Party falling behind with 27 seats. And meanwhile, the one seat lead that the Congress has managed is now gone. Voting is still underway in 70 seats of the Delhi Assembly elections. Because continuing with what you were saying, it's not too early to celebrate now. I mean, it's almost
it's
evident that the BJP will be coming back to par after
Yes.
27 years in the national capital. So continuing with what you were saying about the BJP walking away with the cake.
Yeah, so basically it is addressing every constituency that it wants to address. The only thing that can now bring the BJP down is the whether it is sustainable in the long run to be addressing so many constituencies at the same time. But that apart, right now it is successfully addressing all the constituencies that it wants to address, and I think the BJP is stronger than it ever was, despite the Lok Sabha giving it a slight jolt. Now every election seems to be turning its way.
Absolutely. Also at the same time, because the third round in Kondli is undergoing, where Akshay Kumar has 2035 seats, Kuldeep Kumar has 18,564, and Priyanka Gautam is at 13,610. How do you see the Aam Aadmi Party moving on from now?
Very difficult, because the point is they will have internal pressures because they won't be in power in Delhi. They will also, now there's a kind of a power mismatch with Punjab in the hands of the Aam Aadmi Party, and Kejriwal not being there in Punjab, and the city that Kejriwal is in, the party is not has not done well. Thirdly, of course, the kind of cases that they have been involved in, they'll be legal ramifications of this. So I don't know how the party is going to survive, because I think it had not yet developed a critical mass beyond Delhi and Punjab. So with Delhi going now, it's a very difficult task for Aam Aadmi Party.
So now the sort of Hindi heartland looks complete to the BJP?
Seems so. I don't see. We'll have to see Bihar, what happens in Bihar this time. But that apart, I think they have the entire Hindi heartland, because Hindi heartland did give them a bit of a jolt in the Lok Sabha elections, but the Congress has not been able to capitalize on it at all.
Absolutely. And now the Aam Aadmi Party sort of had an eye on Congress itself, because their vote share or their vote bank is almost similar.
Yeah. So Aam Aadmi Party successfully replaced the Congress, and after its collapse, now who challenges the BJP in Delhi, we don't know. Right. So
right. As we can see, there is an atmosphere of celebration. It's full-fledged celebration now in the BJP party office in Delhi. People are literally jumping with joy that the party is coming back to par in 27 years. Earlier, we were listening to Ramesh Bidhuri talk about how the party has been at it during the campaign trail in trying to woo the voter base in Delhi. A lot of band baja barat, as you can see, a lot of people have gathered. Earlier in the day, it was deserted. It felt almost as if, there was no one at the party office. And I'm sure we'll shortly start getting reactions from BJP leaders of Delhi and at the center as well. Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah all campaigned. What do you have to say for the high-stakes battle that just happened between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP?
Well, it's clearly an advantage BJP, and not just that. Look at the hunger to win elections in the BJP. The fact of the matter is that they have tried so hard, their entire leadership, in a city which has only 7 Lok Sabha seats. Delhi is not important for the BJP staying in power at the center, not at all. But the BJP is the kind of party, electorally speaking, that will leave no stone unturned. Even if a place has 7 seats, they will work as hard as if the city had 80 seats. So they have got this remarkable hunger to win every election.
Absolutely. Now, the narrative will shift a little bit to Bihar also?
Yeah, now Bihar is very crucial because in Bihar there was an outside chance of the opposition, being able to topple the BJP, but with Nitish and BJP together, it is a very uphill task for the RJD. And the RJD in Bihar is in alliance with the left and the Congress. So we'll also have to see how the alliance talks of seat sharing go, because again the Congress brings nothing to the table at all in any state. If the Congress were to contest 0 seats, then also RJD has the same vote bank as it has.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Bihar will be very crucial, and I think the BJP will try its level best. And in Bihar, the pattern till now has been that wherever Nitish Kumar goes, victory comes that way, because he has that middle vote. Left to themselves, neither the BJP or RJD nor RJD has been able to win Bihar. But Nitish, as of now, seems to be very much with the NDA and seems intent on being with the NDA. So, let's also not forget that there'll be a lot of demoralization in the opposition ranks, because one jolt after another, Haryana, Maharashtra, Delhi. So they will be battling not just the BJP, they'll be battling their own fear of constantly losing.
Absolutely. But do you think this is the time when Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party can be written off, or does he still have some fight left in him?
The opportunities for a fight are very few, because now the only place where he can think of a fight is in Punjab. That apart, he has no presence anywhere. So he does not have much on his plate to look forward to. It's Delhi and Punjab. Lok Sabha, he's anyway not a force in the Lok Sabha at all. So let's see. It's like you have only 2 shirts to wear and 1 shirt gets burnt. So there's not much choice that you have. His wardrobe is very limited.
Absolutely. And how do you see now the BJP has swept all the 7 seats in Lok Sabha, and now the assembly is also with them. What is on the cards for the BJP for Delhi?
Well, now BJP is the prime party in Delhi. Delhi, for the last 10 years, the voters were making 2 kinds of choices. One was a local choice in Kejriwal, the other was a national choice in Modi. Now they think that whatever Kejriwal has delivered, Modi is also going to deliver. And they think what Modi can deliver, Kejriwal can't deliver. And I seriously believe that now they'll work on the roads and stuff like that to visibly improve the city, because this is a wonderful opportunity for the BJP to be doing that.
Absolutely. We were talking about the X factors that contributed into the entire Delhi elections this time, be it the voter share, be it the Dalits, be it the Muslim votes, be it women. And this time the BJP has actually gone all out and campaigned in the Muslim neighborhoods also. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it has. But again, BJP getting Muslim votes is not much of a possibility. It seems like earlier what was happening in Delhi was that in many parts of India, the Muslim vote has, in terms of its impact, has become almost irrelevant.
Right.
For instance, in UP, the Muslim vote does not really matter, because the BJP can win even despite the fact that Muslims are voting for Samajwadi Party. In Delhi, that was not so, because in Delhi, poor Hindus and Muslim votes would combine for different reasons. Muslims to keep the BJP out, and the poor Hindus for the soaps that were being delivered by the Aam Aadmi Party. This time, that kind of which it was not even a social alliance. It was like 2 different reasons, but 2 votes converging in one place. I think the votes of the Hindu poor have decided to an extent give the BJP a chance. And of course, the middle classes this time, I believe, have gone completely with the BJP. It's a complete sweep there. In fact, I noticed that when I was traveling in West Delhi, I noticed that among the Sikhs also, it seemed that the businessmen and middle classes among the Sikhs were not happy with the Aam Aadmi Party. So maybe it has got a section of the Sikh votes also. Poor Sikhs, of course, seem to be pro Aam Aadmi Party. But this time, except I think the Muslim vote, nothing much has worked for the Aam Aadmi Party. And there's a tremendous middle class consolidation. And Delhi's middle class is huge. It's not a small middle class.
Right. We'll come back to the female voters and the middle class. Right now, BJP's Manoj Kumar Shaukin is leading in Nangloe Jat with 8,896 votes. The Saffron Party's Ravindra Singh Negi from Patparganj constituency is leading with 7,229 votes. Aam Aadmi Party's Surinder Pal Singh Bittu is leading in Timarpur by 1,927 votes as of around 2. And similarly, Aam Aadmi Party's Kuldeep Kumar is leading by 4,954 votes in Kondli. Vikas, we are joined by our correspondent, Saman Hussain. Saman, you are still at the Aam Aadmi Party office in Delhi. Now that the numbers are beginning to get a bit clearer that it is the BJP who will float the saffron surge in the national capital, how is the mood at the Aam Aadmi Party's office?
So currently at the Aam Aadmi Party office, the doors to the party office still remain closed, due to which only like select few of the party supporters are allowed to enter momentarily or occasionally. These are the gates to the party office that you can see in front of me. People are not being allowed to go inside. Outside, there are few, party supporters who have gathered, and there was a momentary when, back when Arvind Kejriwal was leading by 250 vote margin for a few minutes, there were a few chants of Arvind Kejriwal, Zindabad. Is like the party supporters saw some hope that maybe the result might be reversed, but however, there's been a prolonged silence of sorts over here. There are few supporters that have arrived as compared to today morning. A few more supporters are starting to pour inside the outside the party office. So we'll talk to a few more supporters and ask them that what do they feel about the results and about the BJP taking the lead. So we have सर आप आम आदमी पार्टी के सपोर्टर हैं अभी जो है जैसा रिजल्ट हमारे सामने दिख रहे हैं तो उसके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
रिजल्ट नहीं है पूरे जो ये सिर्फ एक रुझान ही है उनको खुश होने का मौका दिया जा रहा बीजेपी को आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार चौथी बार बहुमत से बनेगी बिल्कुल बहुमत अरविंद केजरीवाल जी मफलदारी फिर दोबारा चौथी बार आ रहे हैं
आपने वैसे पार्टी के लिए किस किस एरिया में कैंपेन किया?
हमने अपने यहाँ उत्तर पूर्वी दिल्ली से आते हैं उधर से तो हमने उधर से काम किया
सब जगह से हम लोग
हमने वहाँ पे किया और वहाँ पे अच्छा रुझान है सब जगह आम आदमी पार्टी को वोट मिलेगा थोड़ा सा
Right, Saman. We'll get back to you on the reactions from the Aam Aadmi Party office shortly. Vikas, about half an hour ago, the people who are gathered at the Aam Aadmi Party office were very confident that Arvind Kejriwal would be returning and Aam Aadmi Party would be, sort of keeping control of Delhi. But it hasn't happened yet so far. The numbers are at BJP leading in 42 of the seats and AAP trailing in 28 seats. So, like we were talking about the middle class and the female voters. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party has always sort of managed to appease female voters. What went wrong this time, do you think?
Well, I think the voters, AAP's voters were never ideological. They were transactional, first of all, because the AAP is not an ideological party. It's a transactional party. The voter, I think, has acted transactionally because the BJP has said that all that Kejriwal was giving you, we will continue to give.
Right.
So I think since there's no ideological pull of the AAP, it's all about delivery. People perceive that Kejriwal failed on public goods delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So things like roads, things like cleaning of drains, he failed there. And what he was giving was, his promises were cheap power, cheap water, women getting
We
to
are
commute.
getting reactions again. Let's take a look at what Manoj
इससे भी
Tiwari has
बेहतर
to say.
तैली आके रुकेगी ऐसा मेरा विश्वास है मगर आवाज तो बहुत ज्यादा बोलने की आवश्यकता नहीं है ये जरूर दिख रहा है कि दिल्ली की जनता ने मोदी जी की गारंटी को स्वीकार किया है और यही फाइनल टैली होगी, ऐसा मेरा विश्वास है।
देखिए, इस बार मनीष जी ट्रेंड देखने को मिल रहा है, जैसे पहले 2 बार में दिखा था कि पूरी तरह से एक तरफा दिखा था, लेकिन इस बार जो है बीजेपी की तरफ भी काफी ज्यादा बढ़त है। तो क्या वजह रही है? दिल्ली वालों की नाराजगी है क्या?
देखिए, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। दिल्ली का प्रत्येक तबका अब आम आदमी पार्टी से दूर हो गया है। रुझान में वो दिख रहा है, एग्जिट पोल में भी दिख रहा था, और मुझे लगता है कि आज रिजल्ट वैसा ही होगा कि आम आदमी पार्टी ने जिस प्रकार से अकर्मण्यता दिखाई, जैसे उन्होंने जनता को तकलीफ दिया, स्वयं भ्रष्टाचार किया, शीश महल की प्रवृत्ति रही, तो आज जनता उसका रिजल्ट दे रही है और मुझे पूरा विश्वास लगता है कि अंत तक ऐसे ही रिजल्ट आएगा।
एक और जो चीज देखने को मिल रही है कि अभी तक कांग्रेस का कहीं अकाउंट खुलता हुआ नहीं दिख रहा है इस बार।
नहीं, कांग्रेस अभी किसी तरह, मुझे लगता है कि जो मैं वोट शेयर देख रहा हूं, तो लगता है कांग्रेस अपने भविष्य को लेकर के चिंतित दिख रही है, लेकिन खाता खोलने का तो मुझे भी कहीं से अंदेशा नहीं दिख रहा।
So that was Manoj Tiwari. Because the numbers are again at 42, BJP leading, and the Aam Aadmi Party at 28. Because also the fact that you were talking about the female voters not being very impressed with Arvind Kejriwal this time.
Look, they can commute free of cost in Delhi. It's something that Kejriwal ensured for all females, but the BJP is saying that we'll also continue that. So the thing is, the BJP is willing to continue, at least it has said, it is willing to continue all that Kejriwal gave. So perhaps people thought, okay, Kejriwal is anyway more of a transactional politician, not an ideological one. So since we have no ideological affinity with Kejriwal, if the BJP is willing to continue the same thing, why not? And perhaps they believe, and perhaps it might also be true, that BJP will try to make some visible changes in Delhi, for example, repairing of roads, etc. So the problem, when you are transactional, you can get votes, but the problem with being transactional is that anyone is free to transact with voters in the same way.
Right. Also talking about the Dalits, how do you think that they have swayed this time?
Well, I suspect that the BJP would have done reasonably well among Dalits, right? Let's face it, BJP's votes among Dalits have seen a clear increase over the last 10 years. And now they have a distinctive Dalit vote bank also. So, and secondly, all the welfare measures. The thing is that, let's face it, in one sense, in terms of welfare measures, Modi has been ahead of many prime ministers in the past. Of course, we don't know how long that is sustainable, because the state also needs revenues from somewhere. You can't just be giving things what the prime minister himself called Revdi at one point of time. But then that makes them win the elections. So apart from Muslims, I think almost every group, at least in North India, Central India, Western India, now Eastern India, almost every group is open to doing business with the BJP. Of course, in Jharkhand, they did not do well among tribals. But that apart, in most places, I think caste is no longer a kind of an impediment to the rise of the BJP. It was an impediment maybe 15 years ago. Now it is not.
Right. Also, I know it might be a little early to ask this. Who do you think the BJP might put forward as its potential for the CM candidates?
Well, we'll have to see, because, BJP CMs are not predictable faces at all, as we know. We could not even predict who would be the chief minister of either Haryana or of Rajasthan or of Chhattisgarh or of Madhya Pradesh. Maharashtra alone was a predictable case in Devendra Fadnavis, but that was also partially because it's a three-way alliance in Maharashtra, and two of the allies are very seasoned political minds, Ajit Pawar and the other one. So the thing is, in Maharashtra, the BJP, in order to run that coalition government, needed to have a seasoned politician, which was Devendra Fadnavis. In Delhi now, I don't think they need much of it. So it could be Virendra Sachdeva, or it could be Manoj Tiwari, it could be, I don't know, it could be someone we have not expected at all. So we'll have to just see. Because anyway, the Delhi CM does not have too many powers. So to be very frank, because it's the LG in many cases is more powerful than the Chief Minister in Delhi. So
that has always been the power conundrum in Delhi.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we'll have to wait and watch as to who the BJP pitches forward as its CM case. If it gets through with all the numbers, it has already breached the magic mark.
Yeah, it is ahead.
36.
Even on the Election Commission website, it is showing something like 42 leads for the BJP, and the vote percentage difference is also increasing. So Aam Aadmi Party is now down below 43%, and the BJP is almost at 48, which means it's like a 5 percentage point lead that the BJP has.
Absolutely. We are also joined by another of our senior journalists, our head of political bureau, Manoj. Manoj, the numbers are still trickling in, but it looks like there is a clear sort of a lead for the BJP with 42 seats and the Aam Aadmi Party at 28. The numbers have been stuck so far at this for quite some time now. What are your thoughts this morning?
No, it's the BJP which suffered some sort of a setback in the Lok Sabha elections. Their numbers came down from 303 to 240. After that, it's kind of a comeback for the BJP. If you look at BJP's performance from a national point of view, they managed to win Haryana, then Maharashtra. Now, if they manage to, win Delhi, where they were out of power for 27 years now, it will give them, a major boost, especially since Bihar, a key Hindi heartland state, is going for elections later this year. And next year, you have a string of elections in Kerala, West Bengal, Assam, Tamil Nadu. The BJP is not really a big player in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, but of course, they will fancy their chances in Bengal, and they would like to retain power in Assam. So, from a BJP point of view, it's a big boost after the 240 setback. The larger message being that the BJP is invincible electorally. A victory for the AAP would have helped the opposition, craft that narrative that the BJP is on a decline. Maharashtra was a blip. The Congress and other opposition parties have already, come out and alleged that there were electoral irregularities and all. Haryana, the Congress can of course say that its house was not in order. But if the numbers that we are seeing now, if those numbers hold and the BJP manages to make a big comeback in Delhi, it will be a big boost for the
at the same time, I want to ask you that it's it was a very much high stakes battle for the Aam Aadmi Party, but now it seems as if Arvind Kejriwal and the party itself, in the place that they had actually begun from ground zero, they are falling flat. What do you think is a road ahead for them now?
They're still in power in Punjab, so you cannot write off the AAP. But from a conventional political point of view, both the BJP and the Congress, we cannot say what the AAP will think, but from a Congress and BJP point of view, they would argue that AAP is largely, a volunteer-driven party. It's not a cadre, an organization-driven party. So the Congress, of course, would believe that once it is out of power in Delhi, it may not be able to sustain, out of power for 5 long years, especially given the corruption charges against almost all the top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party. So we'll have to see how the AAP manages to sustain, as a force in Delhi. They still have a huge support base, as we can see the numbers. They have 42-43% votes. They still have. So how they sustain as a force in Delhi? They are also in power in Punjab. So it's not that you can write the AAP off completely. But once it is out of power, the volunteers may vanish without an organization across the city. It may find it difficult to sustain in Delhi.
Right. In the bigger context of things, talking about the India alliance, now Akhilesh Yadav himself came to support Arvind Kejriwal. Mamata Banerjee sent Shatrughan Sinha to campaign for Kejriwal. Now, the fissure in the India bloc is very evident. We have been talking about this since the Lok Sabha polls. We talked through this during Haryana and Maharashtra as well. How do you think it pans ahead for them now? Because now I feel that somewhere the Congress is getting slightly isolated while the rest of them are sort of pulling themselves together. What is the road ahead for the India bloc now?
The fissures in the India bloc will, of course, deepen. Parties like the Trinamool Congress or the Samajwadi Party, many of them believe that, the idea behind this bloc after the Lok Sabha elections was that in states where the party, whichever party it is, the party which is stronger, which can take on the BJP, which is in a position to defeat the BJP, that party should take the lead, and all the other parties should back that particular party. So in the context of Delhi, both the Samajwadi Party and the Trinamool Congress and some other, even the Shiv Sena UBT, some of those parties believe that Aam Aadmi Party was the principal opposition force, opposition in the sense, the principal force which can counter the BJP, which can defeat the BJP. The Congress should have aligned with the Aam in defeating the BJP and sending that message that the BJP can after all be defeated. But from a Congress point of view, they argue that Kejriwal himself had made it pretty clear that he wanted to go solo. He doesn't want an alliance with the Congress. He was first of the block, if you remember, announcing all the 70 candidates. So he didn't leave much room, door open for an alliance with the Congress. But once the results are out, once the picture becomes clear, I believe there will be, rumblings in the India bloc with parties which are not on good terms with the Congress. They will, of course, blame the Congress for the Kejriwal, for the Aam Aadmi Party's defeat. They would, of course, say the Congress should have ensured, pooling of maximum anti-BJP votes together. But from a Congress point of view, it's difficult for the Congress to believe that argument. The Congress was in power in Delhi from 98 to 2013. So they believe they were the principal force in Delhi till the AAP came in. So from their point of view, a defeat for the AAP, in a sense, is a silver lining for the Congress. Because if you remember, the Congress had around 40%, more than 40% of the votes in 2008 when it won the consecutive third term, when Sheila Dikshit became the Chief Minister for the third time. From there, its vote share has constantly dipped to a meager 4.6% in 2020. On the other hand, conversely, the AAP vote share has constantly increased up to 52-53%. So the Congress believes the AAP had taken away almost lock, stock and barrel, en masse the Congress vote bank. So once AAP is knocked out of the equation, it's only then the Congress can stage a comeback in Delhi. They believe the BJP vote share hovered around 32 to 38% during these years, and their vote bank is intact. They haven't taken much of the Congress vote bank. In that sense, their vote banks, not necessarily overlap. So from a Congress point of view, they would like to, ensure, if not they can do it directly, they would like to see the defeat of the AAP in Delhi. As I said earlier, it's a volunteer-driven party. It's a party born out of a movement. So from a Congress point of view, they would believe the AAP would, crumble, collapse, and wither away in the next 5 years, and they can stage a comeback. It can be again a bipolar sort of contest between Congress and the BJP. The India allies won't agree with that proposition. They of course argue that defeating the BJP in every election is important and key for the alliance.
Manoj, shifting the spotlight to Congress especially, Rahul Gandhi went on a no-holds-barred kind of a campaign against Arvind Kejriwal. What was that all about?
there is no, there is no love loss between Rahul Gandhi and Kejriwal in that sense. If you go back to the 2 days of UPA 2 2011-12, Kejriwal came to the political scene as part of the Anna movement first, and then as a political party, his entire focus was on the Congress. If you remember, he had put out a list of Congress leaders who he said was corrupt. So that movement entirely was against the Congress. BJP with its organizational machinery and its footprint in most of the Hindi heartland, they were the beneficiary of that Anna movement, which was primarily against the Congress. The Congress collapsed in 2014, and even after 3 Lok Sabha elections, they're unable to find their feet because the movement, the anti-corruption mood, which the Anna movement set across the country, Kejriwal was a key part of it. So from a Congress point of view, from Rahul Gandhi's point of view, it's payback time. And secondly, in the middle of the campaign, in the middle of this Delhi election campaign, Aam Aadmi Party again put out a poster which had listed Rahul Gandhi as among the dishonest politicians. So they believe it was a no holds barred attack from Kejriwal, and the Congress will have to pay back in kind. So if you see Rahul's campaign, the first rally which he addressed in Delhi, it was not he spoke against, of course, Aam Aadmi Party and its governance model. He spoke about the Sheila model, but he did not attack Mr. Kejriwal personally. It is in the second phase of his campaign which he addressed rallies at several places along with his sister and ICC General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, where he spoke about Sheesh Mahal. He spoke about how Kejriwal arrived in the political scene as a humble outsider who wanted to clean the political system. He came in a car. Now he lives in a Sheesh Mahal. That personal attack came in the second phase of his campaign.
Right. Also, how much was the Congress banking on the so-called Sheila Dikshit model of governance to woo the Delhi electorate?
It was a part of the Congress campaign. It is not that the Congress was banking entirely, because it happened between 1998 and 2013. There's an entire new generation here. Many of the people don't have that recall value of whatever the Congress claims were the achievements of the Sheila Dikshit government. But the argument was that Sheila Dikshit, as a chief minister, ran an efficient government in Delhi, right from transforming the Delhi's infrastructure, the seamless transition from petrol and diesel to CNG, the public transport system I'm talking about, the reforms in the electricity, the power generation and power distribution sectors, the Sonia Viha water plant and all. So she had some, even the Delhi Metro, for pushing the expansion of Delhi Metro in Delhi. So it is not that she had not done much. The Congress always lacks, a credible governance model to highlight. Even before Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister, there was this buzz across the country about a Gujarat model. And Kejriwal has successfully highlighted a Delhi model. The Congress, despite being in power in many states over the years, they never managed to showcase a model. It's because of how the party is structured. They cannot, because of the internal rift and internal fights, they cannot give credit to one leader and highlight her model. So they could not never highlight a governance model, a Congress model. So this Sheila Dikshit and her governance model was one part of the campaign where the idea was to bank on the nostalgia factor, but it's a completely new generation who is voting in Delhi, who have seen Kejriwal for 2 consecutive terms. If you add on from 2013, it's like 12 years of Kejriwal government. And since 2014, there's 11 years of Modi government. So it's difficult for Congress, to hark back on a governance model which was there a decade ago. But of course, it was part of the larger campaign that the party deployed in Delhi.
Right. Adding on to that, Vikas, do you think that the Sheila Dikshit model of government was being banged upon by the Congress to sort of impress the electorate that, this could come back because she was the iconic, exemplified chief minister for Delhi?
Not much. There's a structural problem with the Congress, I think, which is that the Congress as a party looks towards a high command, that is the Nehru Gandhi family. So till the party is in power at the center, they can always say that they could say that Sonia Gandhi was instrumental in the passage of this and that bill, food security, all that, because that time they were in power. Now once they are not in power at the center, the Congress is not structured in such a way that some leader might be highlighted saying, oh, such a great leader who is outside the family, right? So Sheila Dikshit is outside the family. Amrinder Singh was outside the family. So unless the Congress is in power at the center, they will not be able to highlight any regional model.
Correct.
That is their problem. The BJP also has a similar problem now. Everything is attributed to Mr. Narendra Modi these days, but then Mr. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister, right? Yeah. So you don't need to highlight any Chief Minister. You can talk about Modi ji throughout. In the case of the Congress, again, unless the Congress comes to power, because Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi are the national leaders of a party which is not in power at the national level. So the very logic of the Congress will not allow any chief minister to be highlighted beyond a point, which is why Sheila Dikshit is seldom talked about, frankly speaking. So Sheila Dikshit came, stayed for 15 years, went. That's it.
So, of all the constituencies that the BJP was fighting in for Delhi elections, which three were you looking forward to the most? You can't choose Kalkaji, New Delhi, and Jangpura.
Well, I would choose them only because because the point is. Delhi without like Arvind Kejriwal, how he is doing, because that apart, let's face it, the BJP does not have a Delhi leadership. They will now acquire a leadership because the man who becomes chief minister or the woman who becomes chief minister of Delhi, whoever that person is, will then start becoming a leader. So far as Delhi is concerned, after Madan Lal Khurana and Sahib Singh Verma, the BJP has not had a leader, not even one. And last 10 years, Kejriwal was running away with everything in Delhi. So, well, I would say this election was about what happens to Kejriwal and the BJP. But the BJP, a faceless BJP. Now the BJP will begin to acquire its faces in Delhi.
It's funny enough because, they started the campaign, like you mentioned, with no face. And then they still managed to pull through because Aam Aadmi Party, I agree that they don't have a second chain of command, but
they had faces. They
had major faces. And as you can see, that Aam Aadmi Party office party workers are celebrating in the office, even though the party is trailing at 29 and the BJP is leading in 41 seats. But coming back to that for a party like BJP to not have a face and still gain majority in a state like Delhi, what does that say about the entire campaigning machinery and the election strategy of the party?
They have got a solid campaign machinery, there's no doubt about it. Secondly, they were relying on the name of Narendra Modi here, which they have done in many elections, sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully. There's an additional advantage. Let's not forget that the Prime Minister also stays in Delhi. He's also residing in Delhi, and
he's also a Delhi resident.
Yeah, precisely. And at the same time, the LG has disproportionate powers in Delhi. So Delhi is not even a full state. So the face of Narendra Modi could work in a small place like Delhi. That's no problem at all. And now they will have to think. They'll have to think of several equations. Would they want a Purbanchali as chief minister? Would they want a Punjabi as chief minister? Would they want a Jat as chief minister? Or maybe someone who's OBC, SC or ST? So now it'll the game begins for the BJP in Delhi now, because after, as I said, Madan Lal Khurana and Sahib Singh Verma, Even Dr. Harshvardhan was not a big leader, so he was associated with Delhi, but the typical Delhi leaders were Madanlal Khurana and Sahib Singh Verma.
Absolutely. Also, the fact that Aam Aadmi Party workers are celebrating, but it's been a major defeat from them, given that this was where they came from. This was their ground zero.
Yeah, it is a major defeat. It is a major defeat, and they had already lost the middle classes in the last few years. This time, it seems that their vote bank among the poor is also stretched. So, losing Delhi is a big jolt for Aam Aadmi Party. It does not have too much on its plate in terms of a spread as of now. So they'll have to, Kejriwal himself will have to think of his position in the party now.
Correct. Now the Aam Aadmi Party's Anjana Parsha is leading by 11,181 votes in the fifth round, and Arvind Kejriwal is leading, but only by 386 votes. Very, very slim margin, but...
This was a man who had defeated Sheila Dikshit by, if I remember correctly, 25,000 votes in the first election. So it's a big fall from there.
And how the mighty have fallen, be it Sheila Dikshit or now Arvind Kejriwal, the numbers are still trickling in, and he's leading by a slim margin, and it remains to be seen if he can, clinch New Delhi or that goes away from his grasp. Apart from these numbers, we have BJP's Tarvinder Singh Marwa leading with 1,314 votes from Jangpura. That's another constituency that you were looking forward to. Imran Hussain of Aam Aadmi Party is leading by 1,647 votes in Balimaran, where round 4 of counting is currently underway. We can see the party office of the BJP. There's a lot of hustle and bustle. People were celebrating outside. I'm sure all the political leaders will start streaming in after a short span of time. You can see that there are a lot of people who have gathered, and I'm sure there will be sweets and jalebis and laddus like they had during Haryana and Maharashtra. I'm sure they'll start trickling in soon. Similarly, Babarpur, the status is at around 6. In Krishnanagar, BJP's Anil Goyal is leading by 5,786 votes. Overall, Vikas, how do you see that these elections, be it election after election, now we had, sort of for a Lok Sabha, when the exit poll numbers had come out, we had trashed them saying that, they don't stick. But this time you think that the exit poll numbers have stuck?
Seems
the pollsters and the political strategists seem to have called it right. Now, by how much remains to be seen, but it seems to stick this time.
Yeah, because I think BJP is well above the 50% mark, and it is likely to remain so, because at 36 it forms the government. It's around 41. So unless there's a big shift in 4 to 5 seats, the BJP is clearly above the halfway mark.
Right. In terms of the class divide that Delhi has, we have been talking over and over and over about the middle class, and then there is the unprivileged section of the society as well. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party was targeting both of them, to sort of come across as this party that cares for these people and as a party for these people itself. But do you think that it has sort of not played in its favor anymore?
Yeah, I think there's also a wariness with Aam Aadmi Party, right? And
there is a voter fatigue.
Voter fatigue is clearly there, and the complaints were ubiquitous that Delhi infrastructure is crumbling. That was a complaint. The middle class now dislikes Kejriwal. It is perhaps also because Kejriwal contested against Modi, right? So in that sense, between Modi and Kejriwal, somehow the middle class has been firmly with Modi, and for the first time now, middle class for the first time has a reason to be pro Modi, because this time there's an income tax relief that has come after 10 to 11 years. So yeah, and of course, Kejriwal started as a middle class leader only. The corruption plank that he started with, I think, there also his reputation has been badly sullied. Because so many cases against so many leaders of the party. So purely transactional politics, I think, has a limited shelf life. That is what the Delhi election results are showing, because he was just trying to rely entirely on transactional politics, which does not seem to have worked in his favor. And if the BJP simply continues the sops that he was offering, then the BJP is well in the game.
Right. Also, at the same time, Vikas, we spoke about the Dalits, we spoke about the Muslims, we also spoke about the female voters. How do you think that the vote share has sort of helped BJP?
As in which section are you saying, which among which? Look,
overall.
Yeah, I think it has
in terms of turnout also, and in terms of men-women share also.
I think it is apart from Muslim votes, I think they have done pretty well. Middle class, I'm sure they have maxed fully, and the business community. And in others, it is competing with Aam Aadmi Party in the other sections, because 47-48% vote share is pretty decent. Almost half of Delhi has voted for the BJP. So it seems to have gone cross-class also to an extent, with complete support among the middle classes.
Right. In Krishnanagar, BJP's Anil Goyal is leading by 5,786 votes. And at the same time, Aam Aadmi Party's Kulbir Kumar Monu is leading by 15,605 votes in Kondli in round 6. Now we can see visuals of both the BJP office and the Aam Aadmi Party office. Celebrations in both the places. It's a little confusing, even though the numbers are currently in BJP's favor, with BJP leading in 41 seats and the Aam Aadmi Party trailing in 29 seats. The Congress doesn't seem to have leads in any of the 70 seats of the Delhi Assembly elections 2025. At the same time, Deeptiman, other regional parties in fray, for example, the AIMIM, how do you think that, have they played a role, have they not played a role, however insignificant or significant?
AIMIM, I think they've done very badly, because I was seeing their vote percentage. The vote percentage is very small, 0.31%. It has not been able to dent it very clearly. So I think Muslims by and large have voted for the Aam Aadmi Party. But then it's around a 13% population. So unless, as I said, Hindus from Jhuggi Jhoppadis or poor Hindus combine in large numbers, the Muslim vote cannot ensure a victory for any party in Delhi.
Right. Also, I want to talk a little bit more about the India Alliance. The same thing that I asked Manoj, that Congress is now sort of getting slowly isolated from this bloc that had this immense potential when they came up against the BJP. Imagine the regional parties and the bigger names of politics in India sort of rallying around to give the BJP a tough fight, and it kind of looked that the prospects were a little hopeful during the Lok Sabha. But at the same time, like I mentioned, you had Akhilesh Yadav campaign for Arvind Kejriwal, and you had Mamata Banerjee send Shatrughan Sinha for campaigning for Arvind Kejriwal. What happens now? Does Congress separate itself out, or because we have seen in Jammu and Kashmir as well, the Congress did not pull its own weight in Jammu as it was supposed to. So how do you see this panning out? Because even if Arvind Kejriwal, this is a scenario, even if Arvind Kejriwal loses, how does that matter to the India Alliance, and what happens to the Congress now in the bigger picture of things?
Well, the Congress, there was much talk about the India Alliance, but it was anyway too much enthusiasm in the first place, because the reason is most of the regional parties that contest elections against the BJP, there is a kind of a unanimous impression that while they can still take the fight to the BJP in their states, or hold their own, or at least survive.
Yeah.
So basically, Indian elections to the Lok Sabha, they are structured in such a way that in some states, the BJP is taking on regional parties, like in Odisha, like in Bengal. And there are states which are one-to-one Congress versus BJP fight, like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. So many opposition party leaders have complained that while they are still able to match up to the BJP in regional contests, it is the one-on-one fights between BJP and Congress where the Congress gets completely decimated. So unless Congress shows that it has the power to take on the BJP in one-on-one direct contests, the India alliance will face challenges forever. In fact, Rahul Gandhi had, opposition leaders had begun to call Rahul Gandhi their leader. If you remember, after the Lok Sabha, when Rahul Gandhi, when Mahua Moitra was speaking, and Rahul Gandhi just walked out. So someone said that, he has walked out. So she said that he's my leader, he can walk out if he wants. So that was happening because of those 99 seats, and more importantly, because of the Congress doing relatively well in, say, Rajasthan or Haryana in direct fights. But if we are back to square one, back to a 2024 days, the India alliance is not going to stay, because everyone gets into an alliance to have a realistic chance of coming to power. If you don't see that your major partner in that alliance will be able to pull off any victory on its own, then the alliance will not work.
Correct. Right now, Parvesh Verma is leading by 225 votes in New Delhi. Arvind Kejriwal's slim lead that we were talking about just 10 minutes ago
so
is
Parvesh
lost
Verma,
now.
it will be a big, boost for Parvesh Verma if he's able to defeat Kejriwal.
Tell us a little bit about Parvesh Verma.
Yeah, look, he is Sahib Singh Verma's son. So his father was a big politician. He was always seen in BJP as a Yuva Neta, Delhi ka Yuva Neta. Could not really come out in a major way as a politician. He has not been able to do it till now. He has been just one of the Delhi leaders. But trust me, if he defeats Arvind Kejriwal, this is the moment of Parvesh Verma.
Parvesh Verma, absolutely. And at the same time...
and he's also a Jat leader. Let's not forget it.
Right. In the 6th round of counting in Trilokpuri, Aam Aadmi Party's Archana Parsha is leading by 13,530 votes. Now, Atishi was trailing, and Manish Sisodia was also trailing, and now Arvind Kejriwal is trailing. So the three battleground states that we were looking at. Now, Aam Aadmi Party losing out in the number of seats is one thing, but when you're losing out 3-on-3 on the key battleground,
it's the bigger leaders who are trailing. Let's not forget it. All those 29 seats that we are seeing, most of them are coming from the smaller faces.
Yeah.
So if the prime leadership is trailing, that means there's a pattern to it that the credibility of the AAP leadership is low.
Right. Absolutely. But how do they rally now? How do they assemble now? Because going back to the drawing board is one thing, but how do they, where do they go from here? Punjab is there still, but Aam Aadmi Party was banking completely on Delhi and Punjab only, and now the home seat is gone.
They will have to learn the trick of Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who was, apart from 6 years in his career, he was almost always an opposition politician, but he made a mark as an opposition politician. So being a powerful leader of opposition is also a quality. Sushma Swaraj had it, Vajpayee had it. So Kejriwal will have to pick up from here. If he loses his own seat, then that's a big disappointment. But if he wins it by a very slender margin, he'll have to look at his performance in the assembly. Because now there's no other option but to wait for 5 years in Delhi.
Right. So if you had to narrate 3 strategies that sort of worked out in BJP's favor and 3 strategies that did not work on Aam Aadmi Party's favor, no matter what they did.
Well, I would say BJP's strategies, I would say one, relentless attack on Arvind Kejriwal and his credibility, which they have been doing for the last 1-2 years. Relentless attack that this man is very corrupt. This man
I want to ask you that didn't stick, as in when Arvind Kejriwal started leveling these allegations against Narendra Modi, those allegations did not stick, but the ones that BJP sort of projected on Kejriwal, those stuck.
Yeah, those stuck because these guys did not get bail for long. And one after the other, the entire party leadership was accused of corruption. So one was a relentless attack on the credibility of Arvind Kejriwal. What helped the BJP is that Mr. Kejriwal has also been inconsistent in many ways, because those old videos are very easy to circulate. I don't need a big house to live. I don't this. Initially when he was rising as a politician, he had also gone to take oath in the metro, right? So all that, this Kejriwal as some kind of a smaller version of of Mahatma Gandhi, that has been badly shattered. The BJP made it a point to relentlessly attack him on that. That is one. Second, while attacking him, they continued saying that whatever sops you are getting, freebies you are getting, they will continue. So they ensured that welfare measures do not become the plus point of Kejriwal. And third, the most important, which was not part of the campaign per se, was the middle class bonanza in the budget, because while the middle class is pan-Indian, but Delhi has a disproportionately high percentage of middle class people by Indian standards, and the middle class was voting for Mr. Modi even without getting anything from him. So if you are so much in love with the political leader that you don't require anything, you'll continue to vote for him. After that, he has also given you something, more savings on your income tax. So these three strategies have worked pretty well. So they have consolidated the middle class entirely. They have hurt the credibility of Arvind Kejriwal, and they have said that we will continue the welfare measures of Arvind Kejriwal. And as for Kejriwal, of course, what did not work well, I think nothing worked for him, because half the time he has been in jail, let's face it. So even the time that he has been able to spend outside jail in the last 1 or 2 years is very limited. So that is one. Second, losing chief ministership again was a dent. He had to make Atishi the chief minister. And third, I think one narrative that became ubiquitous on the ground was that basic governance in public governance is extremely weak. So that was a common complaint. नालियां साफ नहीं हो रही हैं, कूड़े के ढेर लगे हुए हैं, सड़कें खराब हैं. So I think that did not go down well with people.
Absolutely. Vikas, thank you for talking to us. And so far, the numbers stand thus. Counting is still underway in 70 seats of the Delhi Assembly polls. BJP is leading in 41 seats. The Aam Aadmi Party is trailing in 29 seats, and the Congress Party is yet to open its account. Let's take a look at all the jubilation that is happening in the BJP party office, and incredibly so in the Aam Aadmi Party's office. Let's take a look.
The counting of votes for the high-stakes Delhi Assembly election 2025 is underway, with postal ballots being counted first. The battle for 70 assembly seats has kicked off with intense competition between the BJP and AAP. After 27 years out of power, the BJP is making a strong push for a comeback in the national capital, leading in 24 seats so far. The Aam Aadmi Party, led by Arvind Kejriwal, is putting up a tough fight, securing leads in 21 constituencies. As the numbers fluctuate, BJP supporters have already begun celebrating at the party headquarters, sensing a potential victory. But with several rounds of counting left, the final result remains uncertain. Here is what the BJP leaders had to say.
कि परिणाम भी उसी तरह से आएंगे. उनके सारे बड़े नेता पीछे चल रहे हैं. अब आप जनता के साथ विश्वासघात करेंगे, धोखा देंगे, तो जनता परिणाम भी वैसे ही देगी. माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में दिल्ली में डबल इंजन की सरकार बनेगी. सीएम कौन है? सीएम आप हैं, ये है. दिल्ली का हर नागरिक सीएम बनेगा.
आज दिल्ली इलेक्शन के रिजल्ट आ रहे हैं, तो 49 सीटों पर बीजेपी आगे है. मैंने तो कल रात को दिल्ली में ही कहा था आने के पहले कि 12 घंटे का इंतजार है. दिल्ली में स्पष्ट रूप से प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनने जा रही है. लेकिन बड़े जो चेहरे वो आ गए, जो आम आदमी पार्टी के बड़े चेहरे थे जिनके उस पर चुनाव लड़ा गया, वो सारे पीछे. अभी पूरे नतीजे आने दीजिए तब.
बिल्कुल हकीकत में बदलेंगे. भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूर्ण बहुमत से दिल्ली में सरकार बनाने जा रही है. वजह क्या रही है सर इस बार, जिस तरीके से लोगों ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी की क्रेडिबिलिटी, हमारे शीर्ष नेतृत्व की क्रेडिबिलिटी, आदरणीय मोदी जी की सरकार ने जो पूरे 10 साल देश के 140 करोड़ जन के लिए काम किया है, बिना किसी जाति, धर्म, समुदाय के भेदभाव के, और अरविंद केजरीवाल का बैड गवर्नेंस और करप्शन दिल्ली की जनता ने, इसके कारण से उन्हें दिल्ली की सत्ता से बाहर करने का मन बनाया. इस बार का वोट सत्ता परिवर्तन का वोट है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूर्ण बहुमत से सरकार में आई. खुद अरविंद केजरीवाल पीछे चल रहे हैं. इनके बड़े नेता सभी जो करप्ट नेता हैं, तो दिल्ली की जनता उनको बर्दाश्त नहीं करती.
पहली प्रतिक्रिया क्या है?
रुझान का हम स्वागत करते हैं, लेकिन परिणाम की प्रतीक्षा भी करेंगे। हमारा मत पहले दिन से है कि दिल्ली में लोगों ने भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ वोट दिया है। ये चुनाव गुड गवर्नेंस वर्सेस बैड गवर्नेंस था। दिल्ली में जिस तरह के हालात थे, गंदा पानी, टूटी हुई सड़कें, साफ सफाई की बुरी व्यवस्था, यमुना का प्रदूषण, करप्शन, जल बोर्ड का, शराब घोटाले का, शीश महल का, तो ये अरविंद केजरीवाल का वो गवर्नेंस मॉडल था जिसे दिल्ली की जनता ने नकारा है। और एक मॉडल माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का है जो गुड गवर्नेंस का मॉडल है, जिसमें दिल्ली में जो हमने काम किया, पूरे देश में जो काम किए, उसको पूरे देश की जनता सलाम करती है। तो मुझे लगता है दिल्ली ने गुड गवर्नेंस को चुनने का मन बनाया है और मुझे लगता है परिणाम भी इसी दिशा में जाएंगे।
फिलहाल जिस तरीके की परिस्थितियां देख रही हैं, बड़े चेहरे हैं आम आदमी पार्टी के,
ये सब बड़े चेहरे चुनाव हारेंगे क्योंकि इन्होंने जनता को धोखा दिया है, विश्वासघात किया, और जनता भी इनको वैसे ही परिणाम देगी। आगे पीछे का खेल चलेगा जब तक काउंटिंग चल रही है, लेकिन हमारा मानना ये है कि ये जितने भी अरविंद केजरीवाल, मनीष सिसोदिया, आतिशी मारलेना, ये सब करप्शन के चेहरे हैं, भ्रष्टाचार इनके कारण हुआ है। तो मुझे लगता है इन कारणों को जनता माफ नहीं करेगी।
बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत करी आपने और प्रदेश अध्यक्ष आपका जो एक भूमिका रही पूरे सबको साथ में लेकर चलने
नहीं, एक कार्यकर्ता के नाते मुझे काम करना था। मेरा राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व हमारा मार्गदर्शन करता है। राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी, माननीय गृह मंत्री जी समय समय पर हमें हमारी गलतियां भी बताते रहे और हमने सीखने का काम किया। सभी कार्यकर्ताओं का कलेक्टिव एफर्ट है जिसका आज परिणाम दिख रहा है।
हालांकि अभी बहुत कुछ कहना बना रहे हैं, बहुमत कैसा महसूस फीलिंग क्या है इस समय?
एक बच्चा जो एग्जाम देता है वो अच्छे परिणाम की प्रतीक्षा करता है, मैं उसी प्रतीक्षा में हूँ।
AAP chief Arvind Kejriwal is trailing behind BJP's Parvesh Singh in the first round. Postal ballots are being counted at the moment and the AAP continues to be behind the BJP. While the BJP leads in 32 seats, AAP is at 25 and Congress lagging behind at 1. BJP sitting MLA OP Sharma is currently leading in East Delhi's Vishwas Nagar constituency. The BJP continues to extend its lead. Meanwhile, these are just postal ballots that are being counted at the moment and should not be considered as final numbers. Here is what AAP leaders said on the results.
लेकिन मैं ये कहूंगा कि हम प्रचंड बहुमत से सरकार बनाने वाले हैं। हम पूरी तरह से कॉन्फिडेंट हैं और ये कोई आम चुनाव नहीं था। एक तरफ आम आदमी पार्टी थी और हमारी लड़ाई एक पूरे सिस्टम के साथ थी, केवल एक पार्टी के साथ नहीं थी। इसमें भाजपा, कांग्रेस, ईडी, सीबीआई, दिल्ली पुलिस, चुनाव आयोग, तमाम शक्तियां मिलकर केवल ये सोच रही थी कि हम कैसे अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को खत्म करें। लेकिन जनता जानती है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने जनता के हक की लड़ाई लड़ी और इसलिए उन्होंने उनका समर्थन दिया। साथ ही साथ ये चुनाव दो मॉडलों के बीच में भी था। एक तरफ आम आदमी पार्टी का मॉडल था जहां पे दिल्ली के लोगों का पैसा उनके ऊपर खर्च करो, शिक्षा पे, स्वास्थ्य पे, बिजली पानी पे, और दूसरी तरफ भाजपा का मॉडल था कि जनता से पैसा तो लो लेकिन अपने बड़े बड़े उद्योगपति के कर्ज माफ करो। तो ये जनता को पसंद नहीं आया। देखिए, मैं वापस यही कहूंगा कि 10 बजे के बाद जो ट्रेंड मिलेगा वही सटीक होगा।
मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि कालका जी के लोग और पूरी दिल्ली के लोग अच्छाई के साथ खड़े होंगे, काम के साथ खड़े होंगे, आम आदमी पार्टी और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के साथ खड़े होंगे।
दिल्ली के लिए कोई नंबर आप प्रेडिक्ट करना चाहेंगे आज?
देखिए, हम तो पहले ही कई दिनों से कह रहे हैं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी चौथी बार मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे, भारी बहुमत से बनेंगे और आज शाम तक आंकड़ा आपके सामने होगा।
आपका मार्जिन कितना रहेगा? आप कितना मार्जिन देख रही हैं अगर आप जीते तो?
कुछ घंटे में पता चलेगा। देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी का अगर आप इतिहास देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी में हमने जब शुरुआत करी हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं था। कोई सोच नहीं सकता था कि आम आदमी पार्टी राजनीति में सफल हो सकती है। ना हमारे पास पैसे की ताकत थी, ना हमारे पास बाहुबल था, ना हम धर्म की राजनीति करते हैं, ना हम वोट बैंक की राजनीति करते हैं। लेकिन दिल्ली के लोगों का प्यार था, भगवान का आशीर्वाद था कि आज हम यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं और मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि दिल्ली के लोगों का प्यार और ऊपर वाले का आशीर्वाद हम पे बना रहे।
AAP chief Arvind Kejriwal is trailing behind BJP's Parvesh Singh in the first round. Postal ballots are being counted at the moment and the AAP continues to be behind the BJP. While the BJP leads in 32 seats, AAP is at 25 and Congress lagging behind at 1.
BJP sitting MLA OP Sharma is currently leading in East Delhi's Vishwas Nagar constituency. The BJP continues to extend its lead. Meanwhile, these are just postal ballots that are being counted at the moment and should not be considered as final numbers. Here is what AAP leaders said on the results.
लेकिन मैं ये कहूंगा कि हम प्रचंड बहुमत से सरकार बनाने वाले हैं, हम पूरी तरह से कॉन्फिडेंट हैं और ये कोई आम चुनाव नहीं था। एक तरफ आम आदमी पार्टी थी और हमारी लड़ाई एक पूरे सिस्टम के साथ थी, केवल एक पार्टी के साथ नहीं थी। इसमें भाजपा, कांग्रेस, ईडी, सीबीआई।
Hello, welcome back everybody. Now we have Deeptiman Tiwari here with us again, and we will be talking about the Purbanchali voters. A lot of talks were there about how they will sway the votes. Have they managed to do that yet?
Well, the trends right now show that Aam Aadmi Party may be doing well in the Purbanchali constituencies where Purbanchalis dominate. Let's see that Aam Aadmi Party seats are largely in the New Delhi, East Delhi area. Right now, the trends, these trends may change, but it appears to be doing well in these seats. Let's also remember that Aam Aadmi Party gave more seats to Purbanchali candidates compared to other parties. Both the BJP and the Congress. The BJP, which has been wooing the Purbanchali votes for a long time and does well in the Purbanchal belt of the country,
Delhi Assembly
it gave only 4 to 5 seats to Purbanchali candidates. So these are still initial trends, and probably we will see how things move. You never know, BJP might end up doing better here as well, but at the moment it appears is going somewhat Aam Aadmi Party is doing better in the Purbanchali seats compared to the BJP. It may also be because a lot of the Purbanchali vote is comes from the underclasses, people who are the working class population, and Aam Aadmi Party's schemes work very well in that class of the society. Free electricity, free water, free bus rides, and several other schemes which are working. So probably those things have been working for Aam Aadmi Party. But again, the counting is slow. These are still very, very initial trends. We have 3-4 rounds of polling which has happened in 17 to 20 more polling counting to go, rounds of counting to go. So these are initial trends, but this is what it appears at the moment.
So it is said that in any election, women voters play a very major role. Now here, Aam Aadmi Party had special focus on women, including pink tickets and depositing money in their accounts and all of that. Now, BJP also came up with an alternative. Now that has worked. Do you think that the women voters have swayed towards BJP now?
If we look at the BJP pamphlets for these elections, the most bold announcement, the biggest font size in those pamphlets was of 2,500, which is a promise of giving women rupees 2,500 every month. So obviously BJP had put a lot of focus on wooing the women voters. Obviously AAP was first of the blocks by first during its tenure making bus rides free for women. Then ahead of elections, starting a registration campaign for women to be given rupees 2,100 every month. And so all parties, even Congress promised 2,500. So everybody was wooing women voters. But I think that even among women voters, there is a class divide. So while this 2,500 and the free bus ride will attract the poor women, the working class women who live in these unauthorized or jhuggi jhopri colonies and have to travel to work long distances. And so it means a lot of savings in terms of bus fare, or those 2,500 or 2,100 as promised by AAP in these times of inflation and rising lifestyle costs will be a great help to the women, to the household, to meet the household expenses. But again, to the middle class woman, these may not be of great importance, because a large section of them may be taking the metro, or taking driving their own vehicle, their scooties, their cars. Okay, these working women, so the free bus ride may not mean so much to them. Also, they may be earning a certain amount of money that where 2,100 or 2,500 will not make a huge difference. So all these schemes, whether the BJP or the Congress or Aam Aadmi Party, were actually targeting working class women, the poor women who live in unauthorized colonies in Juggi Jhopris. But there, as far as our ground report, our reporters who went there, it appeared that AAP continued to have traction among women, the working class women. However, in the middle class, this vote has sort of shifted, because the middle class women feel that their priority perhaps is a more safer environment for work, a more safer environment to move around in the city, no sexual harassment at workplace or otherwise, on the streets. You don't want to be ogled at. And better, governance, in the sense of better roads, better sewer lines, cleaner colonies.
Yeah.
I think there is a class divide as far as voting of the woman voter is concerned, and that should be reflected when we eventually get the final results, and the analysis should show that there is a class divide.
Yeah. But when it comes to crime in Delhi, everybody knows that the law and order is in the hands of the central government. Now, do you think that the voters were able to differentiate that while voting and understand that it was basically not under AAP to prevent crime and to maintain law and order, and it was more of a BJP's role or central government's role?
Look, it's a very difficult. But Delhi is a very peculiar state. Yeah. Okay, where the police is with the center, and rest of the administration or part of the administration is with the state government. So the state government is building roads and laying sewer lines and water pipelines, but is not taking care of the law and order. And law and order is being taken care of by the center. So it's a difficult choice for the voters as to so who to blame. And typically it so happens that this matter falls between two stools. The center can keep blaming that Arvind Kejriwal is not doing anything for Delhi. Arvind Kejriwal can keep blaming the center that it's their responsibility. They are not doing anything.
Yeah, we will come back to this, but we have Anna Hazare's bite right now. He's speaking. So can we please play the bite?
सच हमेशा सच होता है, झूठा हमेशा झूठ होता है, तो सच के मार्ग से जाना चाहिए।
कई बार ऐसा आरोप भी लगा है क्या अन्ना हजारे की वजह से अरविंद केजरीवाल जो है तो दिल्ली पे सत्ता पर अन्ना हजारे के ही वजह से अरविंद केजरीवाल दिल्ली पे सत्ता पर बैठे, उन्हीं के साथ वो अनशन करते थे, बार बार आप पे उंगलियां उठाई गई और अभी भी उठाई जाती है। कैसे देखते हैं अन्ना इसे?
ये बराबर नहीं है। दिल्ली में पहली बार एक मीटिंग हुई थी और उस मीटिंग में इन्होंने पक्ष और पार्टी निकालने के लिए सोच किया था। मीटिंग इसके लिए थी और जिनको पक्ष और पार्टी में जाना है वो मीटिंग के लिए आ जाओ। मैंने देखा, मैंने तय किया पक्ष और पार्टी में मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, किसी पक्ष और पार्टी में मैं नहीं जाऊंगा। और वो मीटिंग हो गई, मैं पक्ष और पार्टी से दूर रह गया, तब से आज तक दूर रहा। फिर वो पक्ष निकाले, पार्टी निकाला और पार्टी में चले, ये नया नया पार्टी था, लोगों ने विश्वास किया। आगे चलकर शराब के बाद शराब के दुकान निकालना, शराब के बिक्री के दुकान बढ़ाना, पैसा सामने आ गया और उसमें से वो उसका इमेज खत्म हो गया।
तो कहीं ना कहीं अरविंद केजरीवाल ने स्वार्थी पना किया, जो राजनीति की वो स्वार्थी की, इसीलिए उनको फटका बैठा है। अरविंद केजरीवाल ने जो भ्रष्टाचार के उन पे आरोप लगे, जो उन्होंने स्वार्थ की राजनीति की, इसकी वजह से उनको भटका बैठा है।
बिल्कुल निष्काम भाव से जो कर्म होता है, निष्काम फल की अपेक्षा ना करते हुए जो आदमी अपना कर्म करता है, ये भगवान की पूजा होती है। निष्काम कर्म यही भगवान की पूजा होती है। पूजा सिर्फ मंदिर में नहीं, तो जनता की सेवा ये भगवान की पूजा है। उनके समझ में नहीं आया और इसके कारण वो गलत रास्ते में गया और डाउन हो गया।
ओके।
Hazare is actually saying that Arvind Kejriwal को बिना फल के काम करना चाहिए, फल की चिंता किए बिना काम करना चाहिए था. And you know that he introducing Arvind Kejriwal, Anna Hazare had a key role in introducing Kejriwal. Now, what do you think? Where this is coming from? Kejriwal, did he actually, Anna Hazare going against Kejriwal right now is a big statement coming from him. So, do you think that Kejriwal's reputation has actually gone negative, has become negative now?
Well, what Anna Hazare sees at this moment is not of great consequence, because Anna Hazare and Arvind Kejriwal, fell apart in 2014 itself.
Yeah.
So a lot of water has gone under the bridge, and Anna Hazare went into oblivion while Arvind Kejriwal built a political career which has flourished for 10 long years. He now has another state under his belt in Punjab. So obviously there is some bad blood between the two. Anna Hazare was not very happy about Arvind Kejriwal joining politics. And Anna Hazare is a simple man, and he used to sit on anti-corruption dharnas even in Maharashtra before the India Against Corruption movement started in Delhi. He has always been an anti-corruption crusader. Everybody knows about him in Maharashtra. If you go, everybody knows Anna Hazare. What Arvind Kejriwal did was picked up Anna Hazare from Maharashtra and made him a national figure for about a couple of years, between 2012 to 2014, and he used his reputation of personal integrity and principles and tried to transport him into the realm of this Gandhian philosophy, and then built a public opinion against the Congress around it, which eventually the BJP leveraged to kick Congress out of power in the center. And Arvind Kejriwal became the Chief Minister of Delhi. So in all of this, after that, everybody forgot Anna Hazare. Arvind Kejriwal forgot Anna Hazare. Yeah. BJP forgot Anna Hazare. And more or less the nation forgot Anna Hazare. Yeah. So I can understand that, he does not feel good about it. That, that on his image, Arvind Kejriwal built his politics.
Right. So Bidhuri's bite is incoming. So let's hear what he has to say.
बढ़त है, मैं उससे वैसे सेटिस्फाई नहीं हूँ। जिस प्रकार का बुरा हाल कालका जी का था, सड़कों का बुरा हाल, पानी पीने का था नहीं, गंदे पानी की निकासी की व्यवस्था नहीं, 5 साल में कुछ काम आम आदमी पार्टी ने किया नहीं। उसके बावजूद भी 3000 की जो बढ़त है, तो मैं उसको ये मानता नहीं कि अभी भी पूरी तरह से नकारा है। आने वाले जो और पोलिंग बूथ खुलेंगे, उसमें लोगों का क्या रुझान रहता है। लेकिन दिल्ली के अंदर जो अव्यवस्था 10 साल में देखी है लोगों ने, पॉल्यूशन को लेकर, पीने के पानी की समस्या को लेकर, इन सब चीजों को देखते हुए तो सफाया आम आदमी पार्टी का होना चाहिए था। मैं नहीं मानता कि दिल्ली के लोगों ने उनको लाइक किया है, लेकिन फिर भी उसके बावजूद डायरेक्ट कॉन्टेस्ट में कांग्रेस मुझे लगता है बिल्कुल हजार पे सिमट कर रह रही है। कांग्रेस आगे बढ़ नहीं रही है, कांग्रेस को बुरी तरह से नकार दिया। नफरत है कांग्रेस से लोगों को, तो कांग्रेस की नफरत के कारण केजरीवाल को कहीं ना कहीं कुछ लाभ मिल रहा है।
सर, जो गोविंदपुरी इलाका है, कालका जी मेन इलाका है, क्या लग रहा है सर अभी काउंटिंग हो रही है?
काउंटिंग हो रही है, गोविंदपुरी में भी मिला जुला से ही असर रहने वाला होगा, लेकिन गोविंदपुरी के लोग खून के आंसू रोए हैं पिछले 3.5-4 साल। मुझे लगता है गोविंदपुरी के लोग पूर्ण रूप से नकारेंगे आतिशी जी को और इसलिए और ये लीड और आगे बढ़ेगी।
बीजेपी के पक्ष में जिस तरह से नतीजे जा रहे हैं उससे संतुष्ट हैं आप, या अभी लगता है अभी सीटें भी और बढ़ेंगी बीजेपी की भी?
बीजेपी की सीट मेरे हिसाब से 50 तक पहुंचनी चाहिए थी। जो मेरा जनरल दिल्ली की सीटों को लेकर, दिल्ली की भौगोलिक स्थिति को लेकर, लोगों को लेकर, दिल्ली में 35 साल मुझे काम करते हो गए, मैं मान के चल रहा था कि 40 से 50 की सीट बीजेपी की आनी चाहिए। जो हालात दिल्ली के डेमोग्राफी से, दिल्ली के उससे लग रहा था, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी आम आदमी पार्टी को वोट पड़ी है। वो इसीलिए मैं समझूंगा कि कहीं ना कहीं कांग्रेस के लोगों